Hello everyone, my name is Rachel Burdis. I'm the Inward Investment Manager at Invest North East, and this morning I am joined by Laura Partridge, who is the Digital Strategy Lead at the North East LEP, and we're going to be discussing a bit more about what the digital strategy looks like for the North East, how businesses moving and based here can access a wide variety of networks and support organisations and programmes, and the part that digital data plays in the digitalisation of companies. So hello Laura, how are you doing?
Hi Rachel, good, thank you.
Brilliant. Can you tell me a bit more about your role, your background, what it is you're doing at the North East LEP?
Sure. So as you said, I'm the digital programme lead at the North East LEP, so I have responsibility for the North East digital strategy, and that involves working with a huge number of partners across the region from both the public and the private sector to really shape, inform and promote all of the opportunities for businesses and the wider society around digital and tech across the North East.
Brilliant. And you haven't got a North East accent, I hear. So what's been your background? And you've moved here, so this is always a good one.
I've been in the North East for almost exactly 3 years. So I relocated here initially to work on the team that delivered the Great Exhibition of the North. And prior to that, I have a background working primarily in the HE sector with researchers, with a focus on collaboration between government, business and education. So I was previously at the N8 Research Partnership, and before that I was at the Urban Institute at the University of Manchester. So I've previously worked across the whole of the Northern Powerhouse region in the last couple of roles that I've had. So I'm pretty driven by Northern regional economic development.
Brilliant. And I guess on then the strategy that you've been working on, you launched, can you tell us a bit more about the purpose and aim of that document and how you see it kind of moving forward to support businesses in the region?
Sure. So the North East Digital Strategy is really is designed to bring together all those many different groups. It's about business, it's about the public sector, it's about education. It's about promoting and recognising our best assets in digital and how we pull those together to create more and better jobs and to create a more prosperous North East and to shape the future economy, of course, as well. So we focus in the digital strategy on 4 main themes. One of those is infrastructure and connectivity. So focusing on what are the really substantial enablers that the region needs to realise its ambitions in tech and digital, with a focus at looking at things like 5G readiness, improved broadband levels, mobile connectivity across the region. Another theme is workforce, absolutely critical and very much so in the current climate we find ourselves in. So that's about the education sector. It's about how we address the challenges of digital skills provision for the region. And when we say education, of course, we're talking everything from primary right the way through to postgraduate. But it's also about the private sector and the role of business in the supply and the demand of that skills base. And it's also about wider society. The third theme in the digital strategy looks at something that the North East is pretty good at, so digital collaboration and enterprise. At the moment, we're really focusing on how do we reinvigorate and support tech startups in the region. What are our really exciting, vibrant, innovation-led businesses that are shaping the economy of tomorrow? What do they bring to the region in terms of their own supply chains, workforce, employment opportunities, and how are they shaping the identity of the region as well? Yeah. And the fourth theme is, of course, data. So we're really interested in working with a number of partners to help them realise the kind of access, the value of their own data, explore the opportunities for innovation and business growth, and what that means for our wider economy. So some of that is about new business creation, and some of it is about helping existing businesses along their journey of digital adoption and digital transformation.
Absolutely. I guess they kind of all fit together, don't they? Because one thing we spoke about with Steve Cohey from the National Innovation Centre for Data was having access to skilled data scientists, data analysts, but as digital is becoming ever more increasingly important and more people are required to have skills in digital, it is about finding new ways to increase the amount of people that are in the region, increase that talent pool, isn't it? But also helping businesses to understand the support network, the enterprises, the businesses that they can maybe learn from, peer-to-peer support and whatnot. So it's really about giving them access to the tools and the people they need to talk to and make it work, isn't it?
Absolutely, 100%. And we're very lucky in the Northeast to have, as well as the National Innovation Centre for Data, which is a fantastic asset. There is plenty of other R&D university assets as well across the region. And of course, we've also got a number of catapult centres, which are vital. And of course, all play a huge part in that data-led growth agenda. And that's a great network on which we can set some of that business development and job creation. And then alongside that, a number of more specific support networks. So the Northeast Growth Hub and a number of the LEP programmes around innovation and skills development as well. And of course, we've got Invest Northeast England too.
To be of help. So a bit more about the Growth Hub and the connectors that work there. How can businesses access this? And I understand as well there's been something recently where you're supporting promotion of various jobs within the Northeast. So again, employers can pass on their vacancies to help advertise and get the right people in the roles. So there's a lot happening there that people probably don't realise outside of the region what's going on.
Absolutely. So the Growth Hub and colleagues in the Growth Hub work extremely hard to bring together those various different nodes and networks to literally connect supply and demand and opportunities to people. And that's, of course, particularly pressing in a kind of post-COVID environment as we work to deliver our COVID economic response and recovery planning. And they, in turn, also connect those businesses and people with the networks that sit in the wider ecosystem. So the Innovation Super Network, for instance, the Northeast Business Innovation Centre, Sunderland Software City, Dynamo. There's a number of really vibrant networks. So there's a really fantastic ecosystem for digital businesses to work with.
That's it, and it's of any size really, isn't it? If they're looking to maybe utilise or exploit their data more, or they maybe have a service to offer again, there's a real network that's probably, it's a bit of a hidden gem, isn't it, within this region of being able to tap into all of these different resources and be able to find new market opportunities as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think there's a role for us at the LEP there as well to sort of communicate at quite a starting point level, really, what the opportunities are, but also why data is really, really important. And so sometimes that could be starting with a very small business that's quite tech focused, or it could be working with a really large established business who hasn't yet necessarily exploited those opportunities in data. But there's something really special about bringing those different types of businesses together in that, as you say, a peer support network, and also getting them to collaborate on joint projects as well.
I guess, is that a future focus for the Northeast LEP and for your strategy, taking into account everything that's happened this year with COVID-19? Is that something that you'll continue to do and look to support businesses?
I think collaboration is absolutely at the heart of what we do. That's, like I say, whether it's bringing small and large businesses together, whether it's bringing businesses into collaboration with R&D and universities. So absolutely. And then across the geography as well, we've obviously cover a really diverse geography, and that opens up sort of the different sort of sectoral opportunities of getting different industrial sectors to work together. And absolutely, that is not only all of that is not only the kind of routes to lots of growth and future opportunities, but it's also, I think, routes to sort of resilience in COVID recovery and being greater than the sum of our parts.
That's it as well. And we talked about the future there, and we talked about COVID. And I guess we are working more virtually nowadays. This is a virtual world, but we've talked previously about there's still benefits to having a base in this region. And why would you say that is? Why be here?
There's a lot of good reasons why you would be here, but I think it goes back to what I was saying before about the ecosystem and networks and collaboration. And actually, that if we get this, if we move to sort of post-COVID recovery, well, then we are enabling businesses to be able to work as effectively remotely as they might be for those businesses that are place-based. So it's not one or the other. It's actually enabling businesses to be resilient and responsive to the challenges at the moment. And we're working with a number of partners across the region and nationally to scope and shape that.
Absolutely. And I mean, it helps that we've got beautiful beaches and countryside on the doorstep that people can enjoy as well if you need to just, not see another human being for a few miles.
Yeah, it's certainly some of those things are a big part of the reason why I've stayed for these 3 years. So, or indeed why I came in the first place.
Yeah, exactly. Brilliant, Laura. Well, thank you very much. That's been really helpful to have a chat.